undefeated after Big West Bold Week, a little sample size going into January of next year.
Kind of stole the tip there. You gotta let it go up. You can't hit it as it goes up. So we're having a retip here.
And here we go from the Thunderdome. The Gauchos will wear white after their Thursday contest at UC San Diego. And Coach, you already said it. No Skylar Burke, Jessica Grant will get the start.
Yeah.
Order first shot, knocked away Rockwood underneath, and it's off Santa Barbara.
One half of the, what I call the floor burn sisters. I mean, they are all over the place. 6-7 times a game they're on the floor. Here comes the dribble weave from the Princeton.
And UC Davis were at Cal Poly on Thursday, a 66-60 victory for the Davis Aggies. Into the corner, here's a three, and Sydney Burns opens up the scoring.
It's a throw out, just like I called. We saw the throw out, the first play of the game. They are so proficient in their offense.
And for Alyssa Marin and Santa Barbara, efficiency was the name of the game at San Diego. They shot 56% from the field as Choice has the first bid. The Gauchos get on the board.
Good dribble pull-up. Was challenged by a big girl and still made it. Here comes the same Princeton again.
Actually, both these teams coming off their best efficiency in their last contest. It's going to be Gaucho ball.
Didn't kick that one out. Going to have to give help on Norris, and Norris is going to get a lot of assists tonight.
Here's Laurel Rockwood on top. And Alyssa Marin, 29 in the last game. 2 31-point games already. Unbelievable what she's been able to do this season. Here's a long two, and she's robbed. A rebound, Harris. Burns quickly the other way.
Aggies like to get out in transition. There's a dribble out back door. Post up.
And they
you
go
see that
inside.
action.
Harris.
Whoa. Dribble out back door, post up. That is textbook Princeton offense.
And our first foul is going on the Aggies, and they're getting Mozzie Harris. She picks up number 1.
Harris finished that last play with a left.
Coach, you've seen Gross throughout the years, how good she has been.
Long time, great coach. Like I said, runs the Princeton. You can't call it Princeton, just call it Aggie now, but she runs it with great, best rendition of it I've seen, men or women.
And here is Grant in her first start of the year, and replaces Skylar Burke, who picked up an injury at UC San Diego. Rockwood, nice moves underneath.
Great move. Up and under. It's called an up and under, and got a steal here.
Grant steals the pocket of Sydney Burns, and the Gauchos reset. Here's Joyce. And the rebound inside, Tova Sable. Sydney Burns, a very high-paced point guard. 4th year with the program.
There's a post up again.
Burns on top, met by Jessica Grant. And here is Norris inside. Tova Sable, 7 to shoot. Burns works her way down against Grant, and rebound Laurel Rockwood, and now Grant.
Great defense by Grant. Every time you see a dribble at, backdoor cut, you'll see a post up.
Well, Jessica Grant had 9 starts last year, getting her first this afternoon. Marin inside 15-footer, and rebound Norris. Quickly, they like to push the tempo, and here comes Burns. I can see a lot of that too, Coach, in transition.
Definitely. They don't waste much time. They're very efficient.
And right as Sable was driving, hit the deck, a tie-up was called. It's going to stay with the Aggies. They're going to have 20 to shoot.
Here we go. A little drive and a foul. Like how they close in.
Nia Epps will check out. She is replaced by Victoria Baker.
Out of bounds underneath. They're running what we call 3 across. They're 3 across and 1 at top. Still, most of the time, the ball goes to the ball side corner. Screen-to-screener action.
Our officials looking at the shot clock. It's going to be 16 to shoot for the Davis Aggies. And for the Aggies on the year with our officiating crew this evening. But the Aggies 4-4. Had some tight games. Sable inside, and now a whistle.
I think they're going to call her in the circle, and it's going to be a blocking foul. If you're not in the circle, she took the charge, but if you're not in the circle, they call it an automatic charge. She was inside the circle. Got to leave the offensive player room to move.
And they're going to give the foul to Zoe Border. So Border picks up number 1, the first team foul for Santa Barbara.
They gave that to Border. Okay.
And Coach Tova Sable, well, averaging 16 points a game, second best in the conference, only second to Alyssa Marin. But she has been consistent the last 3 years for the Davis Aggies.
Yeah, I've watched her a lot. She is so efficient, no wasted motion, doesn't take bad shots.
Marin on top, has a screen, wheels all the way around. Here's Choice inside. Marked well by Burns, and now a whistle.
It's great defense by the Aggies there. Alyssa had nowhere to go.
Early 7-4 lead for the Davis Aggies. Team that's got a relatively small roster, only 12 active here this afternoon. They go inside, Sable underneath.
Look how efficient that reverse layup, cross screen reverse layup.
From the field on the year, Burns averaging 41%. After the Aggies had 51% last game, but an offensive foul on the Gauchos. They're getting Grant.
Like an illegal screen call there. Short again.
And this was
Here
that
it is,
move.
reverse layup here. Great body control there, efficient move.
Marta Peach now on the floor for Santa Barbara. Zoe Border checks out for Renee Jimenez. It's a 9-4 lead for the Aggies. Here's Burns, had a 3, and she's got another one.
There'll be a timeout coming here, gotta be. They're running that Princeton offense to perfection. As I mentioned before.
Start for UC Davis. And our Gaucho trivia question of the day, Coach, how many Gauchos have won Freshman of the Year honors for women's basketball? We'll have the answer at halftime.
Okay, I'll only guess. I'll have to think about that for a minute.
Well, here's Alyssa Marin. Gauchos, no points in the last 2 minutes, met by a wall. And all the way into the backcourt, here comes Baker in transition, cashes in.
Yeah, coach not going to be happy with that play after a timeout.
Over the last 80 seconds, it's a 9-0 run for UC Davis. Choice.
She does get one on her own. Just do it by herself. Stop the bleeding.
The first points for Santa Barbara in the last 2.5 minutes. Nanya Choice.
In his own.
She's got 4 points now. Here's Tova Sable. Goes to work on Laurel Rockwood. Burns on top. She's already got 2 threes. Weaves inside. And rebound Laurel Rockwood.
Good move by the Gauchos going to a zone, a point zone defense there. Got the stop.
Kayla Williams checks in for the first time. The drive inside, and Williams rejected by Sable.
Yeah, it was a good move. Just got to go with the hand away, get that ball by the ear. Little jump hook would have worked. Here comes again, driving. Walled up, blocked the shot.
Here's Choice.
Step
nice
back.
Move inside, can't hit, rebound Burns. They've been pushing the tempo. Baker had the steal, now Epps into the corner. Slung inside, and it's loose. Norris is able to keep it on the cut, and now a foul inside on Santa Barbara. They're going to get Anya Choice. She picks up number 1. Change now for UC Davis. Ryan Bennett, the freshman from Long Beach, California, out of St. Anthony's High School, checks in for Sydney Burns. Renee Jimenez, her squad quickly down, Coach, on the inbound, the 3. Rebound.
Just got to get a few stops. Here comes the Gauchos. Settle down a little bit. Defense wins games. Got to get back in this one by playing some defense. Get some stops.
Choice works on the defense of Bennett. Senior versus freshman right here. It's knocked away and stolen away. Baker quickly. It's 2-on-2. Baker, Epps, the flyby, the bucket.
A good 2-on-1 by the Aggies. Gauchos are going to have to move the defense east to west before they can just try to go north to south.
Here's a spin from Marin and straight to the hands of Norris.
We're going to have to get some movement. Yeah, it's 5 turnovers. That's a lot early in this game.
Norris gives it a bid. Shots astray, picked up offensively by Bennett. We're going to see Norris plays the 5, takes a lot of threes as well. Here's the cut back door. Epps.
Great movement without the ball by the Aggies, and they are just putting on a clinic offensively and defensively.
What a start for the Davis Aggies, an 18-6 lead.
I'd like to see some more ball movement by the Gauchos and just make the defense work a little bit. They're too good a team to give up no pass and a shot, or one pass and a shot.
Ozzie Harris checks back in. Also on the floor, Allie Fitzgerald for the first time. And for Santa Barbara, Flora Goed now checks in. And also Grant back out on the floor. It's a 13-2 run the last 3.5 minutes for the Davis Aggies.
Gauchos back to the zone, it looks like.
Epps on top. Here's Bennett. Bennett to Epps. It's a 3. It's off, and the rebound Fitzgerald puts it back.
Yeah, one of the things when you move to a zone and you're a man team, it's difficult to get the rebounding coverages down.
Now 15-2 run over the last 4 minutes for the Davis Aggies. Marin, tough shot, draws a foul.
Yeah, it's got away with that one. That was not the best shot I've seen Marin take.
Well, Alyssa Marin, she's been getting to the line with frequency, Coach. This is going to be her 80th free throw attempted on the year. And of those 79 free throws, that's 4th most in the country.
Yeah, most people can go a career without shooting that many. That's amazing. And that's how aggressive she plays, a tribute to that.
Not only that, shooting it at 86% too.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a coach's dream, I'm telling you.
She got to the line 16 times in the last game. She goes 2 for 2. By the way,
nails, left elbow bandaged up, right fingers are bandaged up. She is a warrior.
There's the foul on Nia Epps, who picked up number 1 to send Marin to the line. Is now Bria Shine on the floor for the first time for the Davis Aggies.
Gauchos back to zone. They were showing a token zone press just to slow the Aggies' rhythm down.
There's Mozzie Harris, and now Bennett. Inside Shine, kicks out, baseline drive, Epps a floater, and a whistle.
Wow. Great ball movement again by the Aggies. The zone or man, they run at game speed. Here it goes, a little baseline drive. Called the foul. I don't know. She fell down. Gets 2.
The foul was on Flora Goed, who picks up number 1. That's the 4th team foul for Santa Barbara. 2 minutes to go, opening quarter. Nia Epps, the junior from El Cerrito, California, made it a 22-8 lead for the Davis Aggies. What a start for the road team.
Yeah, liking their coastal swing so far.
That is for sure. Picked up the victory on Thursday at Cal Poly. Davis in the preseason poll was selected 3rd. Marin inside, she fires over Fitzgerald, and the rebound Shine. Epps quickly, here is Bennett. Shine looked to put on the floor, but walked.
Wow, a rare turnover from the Aggies. I think the Gauchos are going to have to get in a better rhythm, move that ball, and find some open shots from their offense. Not making plays, but out of their offense. Coach Dennis has a great offense and some great offensive sets. Here they are in Princeton right now. Chin over.
Under a minute 30 to play, first quarter. Here's Marin, long 2, and it rims out. Flora Goed flies in, but it's off her.
Seems like the basket has a lid on it at this point. 8 points.
9 boards for the Aggies. The Gauchos currently have 6, but Coach, you alluded to it. The last trip down the floor for Davis, that was their 2nd turnover. The Gauchos now have 6.
It's not good. They're running a zone, playing that zone defense against. That's the adjustment the Gauchos have made. It slowed them down a little bit, but offensive rebounds have been hurting.
Fitzgerald goes to work down low, doubled. Now Shine, extra pass. Harris, and she's robbed. Rebound, Jessica Grant.
So a good stop by the Gauchos.
Here's Marin on the All Big West preseason team, also a Big West Player of the Week. Dropped 29 in the last one. She sets a screen. Here's Grant. First three, look, it's off and picked up by Harris.
That is not a good shot. I see Coach Amin is just cringing on the sidelines. Team has got to exercise some poise and composure. No game is won in the first quarter. No game in the country. There's plenty of time in this one.
It's currently a 22-8 lead. Just a few tenths between shot and game clock. Essentially the last shot for the Davis Aggies. It's Harris on top. 5 to go. They go inside but right to go, Ed. And the Gauchos, if they move quick. Here's Peach to Sheffer. And the first will come to a close. Davis puts it on strong. They lead 22-8 to the second quarter we go. Aggies on top. So far this year, I mean, pretty similar numbers all the way through.
Yeah, well, one team is playing defense and the other team is turning the ball over too much and not playing Gaucho basketball. One assist in one quarter, that's not good. You're going to have to change those stats a little bit.
The Gauchos, in the first 10 minutes, shot 20% from the field after last game where they shot 56. Here's Marta Peach, now Border. Gauchos work inside. Border was doubled straight to Rockwood. She can't hit.
Just missed the putback. I think she's surprised she was wide open.
A dream start for the Davis Aggies, and Laurel Rockwood caught reaching in. She picks up number one.
That was a post feed from the top. As a basketball coach for 32 years, you can never let the ball come in directly in the post from the top. It just might come in from the wing. It can't come in directly from the top. Your defense is not in the right position if that happens.
Tova Sable to Mozzie Harris, now back inside. Out it goes. Here's a three. Sable.
She is tough. All the way from Stockholm or from Sweden.
5'11" guard, entering today 16 points. And Sable, she's got a quick 7. Here's Anya Choice on top. She had some early baskets. She goes inside, loses it, and the other way is Sydney Burns.
She's not going to be able to drive through those gaps. Davis is filling their gaps really well.
Right back inside. Here is Megan Norris. Norris, her first points.
Gauchos are offering no resistance on defense. Must figure out a way to offer some resistance and get some rhythm going on offense. I think it's all right if they even take it down to the shot clock. They seem to be in a big hurry.
Whistle inside. Burns was off to the races. Had Tova Sable in front of her. They're going to get Sable. She picks up number one.
I don't know if they're going to show that again, but that's an in and out where Jessica Grant drove the baseline, was picked up, Laurel blocked up, and she stepped out and was wide open. Davis got called for the foul.
The Gauchos to end that first quarter went 1 of their last 11 from the field, and it won't get any better with the shot, and now picked up by Sussex.
I think the Aggies' pace is forcing the Gauchos to play a little faster than they're used to.
Ball's loose, out of play. And it's off of the Aggies. Check that, the Gauchos. It's going to stay with the Aggies 19 to shoot.
Got to play your own pace, no matter who you're playing. The paces are close to each other, but Davis plays a little bit faster, in my opinion, than the Gauchos. Be quick, but not in a hurry. The great Coach Wooden used to always say.
Fine line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sable works against Border, and here's Tova Sable. Great move inside.
I didn't know they taught those moves in Sweden. That is amazing. Dribble, jump stop, fake, up and under.
And Sable already got 9 points. 2-time All Big West selection in her time at UC Davis. Coming off a 20-point game at Cal Poly. The second time this year she's got 20 or more points.
Well, it's going to be a unanimous 3 years. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Here's Marin.
Will be efficient.
Here's the Gaucho, the three from Marin, but straight to the hands of Sussex, and the Gauchos just can't get anything rolling offensively. Sussex quickly lost it. That's off of Santa Barbara.
Those are not good shots. The Gauchos are not getting good shots. They're not the same shots that we've seen all season. Got to be a little more patient. I know you're behind. It's hard to stay patient when you're down 29-8, but you got to play your game. The Aggies are playing their game.
And Sussex, the shot astray, straight to Marin, the rebound. Quickly the other way. Marin, she's only got 2 points so far. Border inside, works against Sable. Harris screened by Goed. Marin the shot. It's loose. Goed, the offensive board, puts it back.
It's the way to go. Make something happen.
First points for Santa Barbara in the second quarter.
There's a little scoring drought there. It's good to see the Gauchos get on the board. They're back in the zone again.
What's the logic in the change?
Pardon me?
What's the logic in the change there for Jimenez?
Well, they haven't been able to stop Princeton offense, as I said before the game. They run it better than anybody in the country, men or women. That was what I said before the start of the game.
Deep three. That's off the Aggies.
So change it up. They've actually gotten some stops, but they're going to give up some offensive rebound. They're not used to rebounding out of the zone. I give Coach credit. She made an adjustment, had to make some adjustment for her players, and it's worked, actually.
Nani Kuhn will enter for Jessica Grant. Sydney Burns also back on the floor for the Davis Aggies. 29-10 lead for the road team. Marin into the defense of Harris. And here's Kuhn. The drive inside. And knocked away straight to Burns. She moves quick. Leaves it. Burns, she stepped out of play. Right underneath the rack.
All right, zone has helped. Look at how the Aggies fill those gaps on defense. White jerseys have nowhere to go. They dribble in a gap, nowhere to go. They can't get to the rim uncontested. They've got no easy shots tonight.
Gauchos currently 0 for 6 from 3 and shooting 18% from the field. Loose inside, picked up by Norris. And on the year, coach, the Gauchos shooting 42% from the field. That's second best in the conference.
It's not happening so far in the second quarter, as the Aggies shot 50% in the first quarter.
Nearly halfway gone in the second quarter. We got a whistle and a foul inside on Santa Barbara. It's on Zoe Border. She picks up her second.
Surprised that official made that call. She's standing on the right wing, and the call happened on the left block.
And Border, who averages 34 minutes a game, will go and sit. That's third most in the conference, those 34 minutes a game, and Kayla Williams checks in. Epps had some space. The rebound, Goed.
It's another good defensive possession by the Gauchos. Maybe they can get a run out.
Beach on the cut to Kuhn, and Kuhn gets on the board.
A dribble at back door by the Gauchos. That'll soften up the defense a little bit. They can just get some consecutive stops here to get right back in this.
Davis Aggies now 2.5 minutes without any points after a blistering start to this game. 22 points in the opening quarter.
It's great calls by zone by Coach Renee.
There's Baker. The shot's off and the rebound, Kuhn. Nani Kuhn, the sophomore in her second year, up quickly but too far for Peach. And under 5 minutes, a timeout on the floor. UC Davis, they lead 29-12 over the Gauchos in early January. But Alyssa Marin, what a start she has had to start off this season. 29 points in the last game and 39 away from 1,000 career points, Coach.
Yeah, she's going to be a 1,000-point scorer, and she misses her buddy Skylar Burke tonight. They just got to get scrapped. They got to turn this into a more of a uglier game. Because right now, Davis is just finessing them to death.
Here's an Epps three, and the rebound by Grant, who started today after Skylar Burke picked up an injury at UC San Diego. Grant was phenomenal in that game at UC San Diego. Shot 4 of 5 from 3, but Grant so far quiet with no points. Marin inside, and Burns quickly the other way. Epps into Williams. Williams, strong defense. And now the tussle for the ball and the tie-up.
And the Euro step there.
Jump ball possession to the Aggies.
Got another defensive stop. That's the 4th in a row with the zone. So the zone is working. It's settling down the Gauchos defensively. Good call by Coach Jimenez.
Davis Aggies, no points in the last 3.5 minutes. Here's Tova Stable, who's currently got 9. Slings all the way over the rack, straight to Williams.
Another stop by the Gauchos.
Here's Kanani Kuhn from distance, and Kuhn making an impact off the bench. Give her 5.
That's what they're going to have to do. Get stops, score in transition. We haven't seen a lot of that. Back in the zone.
Harris inside, met by Grant and Goed. Here's Tola Sable. No look pass, look at this. Harris, she couldn't put it away.
5 stops in a row.
Here's Grant. Ball was kicked. Gauchos will have 22 to shoot. Coach, going into that timeout, the Davis Aggies, of their 29 points, 14 of them coming off turnovers from Santa Barbara.
Yeah, not a very efficient game for Santa Barbara. They're rushing. They're not playing their game, not playing at their tempo and pace. A little too much one-on-one. Not normally how Coach Jimenez's team plays.
On top now for Choice. She was met quickly by Burns. Here's Marin, works against Baker. Shot clock now at 8 for the Gauchos. Steps back, Choice, and gets the favorable roll.
Great move. Can just get a couple more stops. Right back in this.
Nearly 5 minutes for the Davis Aggies with no points. They had 22 in the first 10 minutes. Burns goes to work. Sable out. Here's Burns. Rebound Kuhn.
Another stop. That's 6 in a row.
Gauchos are now on a 9-0 run. Trying to vault themselves right back into this one. Kanani Kuhn is ignited in the Gauchos offense off the bench. Now foul on top. It's going on Baker.
Very clean game as both teams only have 2 team fouls. Very clean game.
That's the first for Baker. Now in her 3rd year with the Davis Aggies. Started at UC Irvine. Austin, Texas native. She checks out. Bria Shine now on. And with just over 2.5 minutes to go, the Gauchos on this 9-0 run. They look for more.
Screen action.
Grant.
For Grant.
Triple.
All net. Now that's Gaucho basketball. A little patient on that one. Jessica came off the pin down and the rescreen.
All of a sudden,
rescreen.
The momentum in favor of the Gauchos. A flyby from Kuhn. Sable responds.
Couldn't keep her quiet the whole game.
She's now got 12 of the 32 for Davis. Gauchos were on a 12-0 run. And that bucket from Sable were the first points in 6 minutes for Davis. There's Kuhn, razzling and dazzling. And rebound Norris.
See if they go to zone this possession.
Sable just drilled the 3. She's 2 of 4 from downtown. Into the defense of Choice. Lost it. Still picks it back up. 90 seconds to go before half. Here's a 3. Norris. Rebound offensively. And the putback by Harris. And chance for 3.
Wow. And 1 here. Chance. Offensive rebounds have not helped the Gauchos either. Second quarter defense has been a lot better. You can't complain about that.
Marta Peach will enter. The foul was on Alyssa Marin, who picks up number 1. Mozzie Harris, the senior from San Diego, will be at the line. Coach, right when the Gauchos had that momentum, the 12-0 run, it was the triple from Sable and the 3-point play now by Harris.
Their big 3 or their big 2, 2 of their big 3 have stepped up when Davis needed it.
So far, referring to their big 2, Norris currently quiet, no points. It's thrown away, intercepted by Bennett. And right underneath, granted just enough. Great stuff from 32.
Good play by Jessica Grant to block that out of bounds. Here's the steal. It was going coast to coast and went right underneath and blocked out of bounds. Good no call on the officials. There was no foul there. It was very clean block.
68 seconds left before half. It's now a 6-0 run for Davis after the Gauchos went on a 12-0 run here in the second. Here's Bennett. The freshman missed it all. Gauchos, essentially a minute left. Trying to get back, find some offense.
Gauchos can get a couple of more stops and a couple of scores. I think Coach Minnis would be happy with that score going into halftime.
Currently a 15-point game. The largest lead for Davis was at 1.21. Grant from the defense of Bennett has the screen from Rockwood. 7 to shoot. Gauchos are going inside and a foul inside on Davis. They're getting Bennett her first.
That was a good offensive possession. You saw the mismatch on the ball screen, and Laura Rockwood was open, wide open with the defender on her back. Good recognition.
20 seconds to work with for Santa Barbara.
You have to throw it.
Marin, right inside the charity stripe. Count it, and 1.
Whoa. She makes some tough shots. Deserves that one. Back where she's been all season, to the charity stripe.
Foul was on Megan Norris. Well, for Alyssa Marin.
I mean, Megan Norris looks like she's a good 6'2", had her hand in her face, and she still scored and fouled her.
Marin, that was her first field goal of the evening. Couldn't hit the free throw to try and make a three-point play, but Marin's got 4 points. And the shot clock now turned off.
She's had to learn every one of them for her. Back in the zone.
There's quickly met by Laurel Rockwood. On top, Sable. Inside, out it goes. Long 3. Bennett can't hit. But with 2 seconds left, here's Speech. It's good if it goes. And halftime is here. The Davis Aggies put up 22 in the first. And they lead 35-22.
Can't miss him. He's a towering 6'9", with bright white hair. Always good to see him here.
As the two coaches currently at the helm for the respective programs, with Mark French, his picture and image hanging in the rafters here in the Thunderdome. The Gauchos got some work to do. The clock never started, so do it all over again.
Do over.
Well, what do you think that message was in the locker room for the Gauchos after they found some success there in the second?
I could hear some thunder in the Thunderdome. I could hear it thundering from here. Like, they've got to play harder. They've got to play Gaucho basketball. Not so much one-on-one. Continue. The good news is the defense in the second half was pretty good. They shot better percentage. Continue on that, but they're going to have to get something going offensively. They have no rhythm offensively yet.
Here's Border, has a screen from Rockwood. She's met on the defense by Tova Sable. Grant had a great game in the last contest, a whistle and a foul on the Davis Aggies.
That was a misdirection play for Jessica Grant, and she was guarded. And then Aggie ran into the screen. Here it comes. Jessica was not open. Came off the ball screen. The refs called the foul. I think you'll see a Gauchos be a little more patient on offense, even though they're down. I'd be saying, see if you can cut it to 8. See if you can cut it to 7.
Epps picked up her second. Yeah, it's turnover by Santa Barbara. 10th turnover of the night.
Yeah, unforced turnover there. Uncharacteristic of Alyssa Marin. She's trying to make a lot happen for her team. She cares so much about her teammates. Just need to show some patience.
Inside Norse, double, poked away. Border, it's a steal. Gauchos the other way. Here's Grant. Border, she tees it up. And the rebound by Mozzie Harris. Harris averages 5 rebounds a game. That was her 4th board of the night.
Gauchos playing person-to-person defense right now. No, back to the zone.
Burns, the top conference assist leader. Here she is. It's a 3. It's good. And Burns, give her 9. All from 3 as well.
Yeah, they figured out the zone. They're just going to be a little more patient than they've been, which what you need to do against the zone. Find out where the gaps are.
Marin weaves her way on top. Here's Choice, the drive, met by Norris. Back out on top for Grant. Rockwood goes to work on the mismatch. Norris comes in to help, but it's a stray and picked up by Norris, and Burns the other way.
Step through. Passes it.
Epps underneath, stepped out of bounds. Nia Epps, a junior in the third season, a 5'10" guard.
Coach Gross was calling for a force out of bounds on that last play, but the ref official was not calling it.
Also, by the way, for Nia Epps, done very well, says her head coach, stepping into a starting role this year. But here's Marin, tough shot. Still volleyballed around inside and finally closed down by Harris.
Back in the zone, the Gauchos are. Staying with that zone.
Tova Sable slings it inside for Burns. Rockwood is on her, and inside, Epps knocked away. Gauchos the other way. Quickly, Choice.
She was open, should have shot that. It's normally a good shot for Anya Choice in transition.
Alyssa Marin right at the foul line. It's off, and there's Grant, picks it right back up. 3 minutes gone in the third. Santa Barbara look for their first points of this quarter. Choice into the defense. Shot clock is at 3. Here's a 3. Deflecting her own shot is Boyer. Spin inside, but a travel.
She took a walk there. That was a spin move without a pivot, but good hustle on Zoe's part.
Choice will exit. Marta Peach back on the floor. Allie Fitzgerald, junior in her second season with the program, also back in. Here's a 3, and there's Fitzgerald, the rebound.
Another offensive rebound for the Aggies.
Fourth offensive board tonight for Davis. Here's Burns, the extra pass inside. Fitzgerald couldn't knock it down, and Rockwood collects.
Another good defensive possession on zone.
Here's Grant. It's a 3. And the rebound leaping inside is Tova Sable. 4 minutes gone in the third. Burns drives. Kicks it all the way out. Sable right back in. Couldn't hit. And the Davis bench adamant on a foul. And a whistle. Did they tee him up, Coach?
Coach Gross is not happy. I didn't see what the call was. Somebody, I think, got a tee, though. Not happy with the last calls. 14.
It's going to be on Sable, the technical. It's going to be our second foul. So the Gauchos will have some free throws in a possession coming up. And the bench for Davis adamant. Foul inside.
Yeah, I think she might have been touched there.
So Sable, the technical. It's her second. And Jessica Grant at the free throw line. Grant, prior to those, I guess you should say entering tonight, only 2 times at the line so far this season.
Yeah, she's a sniper, 3-point shooter, not known for, going to the basket, getting fouls like, say, Alyssa Marin is. Gonna have to set some more screens for her. Come her off a flare screen, pin downs.
Coach, you talked about the shooting. The Gauchos currently 2 of 12. That's 17% from 3, and their season average 33. That's top conference.
Yeah, they are rushing their shot. Give Davis credit. Their defense is really good, but the Gauchos are just rushing their shots. Here's a flare screen and a pin down again.
Marin picks it up, drive inside, heaves it, and quickly the other way, Sable, and now Burns. The pass, here's the 3. Still loose inside, and now a whistle. It's going on Santa Barbara on Marta Peach. First foul for Peach. Marin checks out. Kanani Kuhn had a nice first half, Coach. She had 5 points, also drilled a 3.
Yeah, they use their bench well, their depth well.
Also Sussex. So two natives of British Columbia, Canada check in, Kanani Kuhn and Avery Sussex. Actually, high school rivals, 9 and blue Sussex and Kanani Kuhn. And Kuhn's marking her right here. Throwback to high school between these two.
Good zone, good matchup by the Gauchos.
Shot clock at 5. Burns missed it all.
Another good defensive stand by the Gauchos. Just got to get something going offensively now. They've gotten a lot of defensive stops.
And coach, to that point, 3.5 minutes without Davis collecting a point.
It's good defense. Can't fault the defense on that. I just see the offense is out of sync tonight.
Go ahead inside. Great work by Flora Goed. Number 4.
She's showing a lot of patience. I don't think she jumped off the floor an inch, but she was up and under. Got the defender to go jump in the air.
Under 5 in the third. Here's Burns. Quickly met by Williams. Sussex drives inside, spins on Peach.
The masked marble. Spin move.
And Sussex has her first points. Typically just here on the perimeter shooting. Drive inside, and here's Peach the other way.
Good move all the way to the hole and finishes with the left.
12-point game. Davis again pushing the tempo. It's a 3, and Fitzgerald straight down the hatch.
That's a dagger.
Fitzgerald, that's only her 4th attempted 3 all year.
No hesitation.
She's now 3 of 4 from downtown, 5 in blue. Williams quickly met by Sable. Under 4 to go. Hitting the deck was Burns.
Wow, offensive foul called there. Gaucho's still out of sync a little bit offensively.
Second personal, second team.
Drilled this 3, and coach, you said this one was a dagger, it was a big shot.
Dagger. All net. Weren't nobody guarding her. It was bad rotation, missed rotation on defense. Switching between man and zone, you get a fusion. Now the Gauchos are full court pressing here, so they're playing multiple defensive tonight. There's got to be a little confusion probably.
Tova Sable the other way, now Mozzie Harris. Also on the floor, Sussex, Shine, and here is Fitzgerald. Right back to Harris. 3.5 to go in the third. Shot clock now at 8. Sussex has a screen from Sable. Defense from Peach. Gotta go. Shot clock at 2. It's waved off. Travel.
Great defense by the Gauchos. Great defense in. One thing you didn't want to do when it got late is foul, and they did. Playing some good defense now. Got to get consecutive stops. Can't trade baskets. 3 minutes left in this third quarter.
Here's Kanani Kuhn. She's got 5 along with 2 boards this evening. Goes to work inside. Here's Border. Works on Fitzgerald. Shot clock at 8. Border. And the rebound by Tova Sable.
Left.
And here is Tova Sable. Second most points per game at 16, and Sable currently got 12. Bria Shine, the senior in her 4th year with the program. Sussex, the drive, the floater, and rebound by Williams. Marta Peach, the transfer from Oregon State.
Man. Coast to coast on the run out. They can cut it in single digits. It'll be a really good game.
These two freshmen, I should say, former players. Sussex, a freshman, and Kuhn, her 2nd season, played in high school inside, but now a foul on Santa Barbara. It's going on Flora Goed. Goed picks up her 2nd.
Mass Margot strikes again on the drive. Here it is, finished with the left, and a little foul there. One of the things different than men's basketball and women's basketball is you can't rotate over. There's not a lot of shot blockers on this court. So you got to rotate over and stop the ball or fill the gaps. And when you have teams that do that, Davis generally does that. That's a really good defensive team. Not going to get a lot of bucks, although she did do the underhand shot. But I like it when you rotate over and stop the ball outside the paint.
Couple changes for Davis. Clara Glad, the sophomore in her second year, on the floor for the first time. Also, Alyssa Marin back on with Jessica Grant. Marin, it's a three, and rebound was in the hands of Williams with a whistle inside. We're getting a foul on Allie Fitzgerald, who picks up number 1.
Yeah, just shot selection tonight for the Gauchos does not look like it's looked in the last few games. Looks like they're hurried a little bit. Alyssa Marin, 1 for 12.
Going to travel on border. Not going to say that much times even throughout her entire career. Marin, 1 for 12.
That's some bad shots, and that's Davis is on her. They can smell her breath. That's how close they've been to her tonight.
Well, after what Marin has done this season, coming off another 29-point performance, Skylar Burke, of course, unavailable after an injury at UC San Diego.
Missed that energy and that intensity that she provides.
Shime is partially tripped up. Here's Sussex, slings it inside. Norris was going to work on Goad.
Chin over.
Here's a three. Sussex can't drill it. Rebound by Glad. Here's Megan Norris. The rebound by Border.
Yeah, trying to throw another dagger there, but Gaucho's got to stop.
Border quickly inside. Border, no. Rebound by Norris. And right back the other way, this tempo by Davis. We saw it early, playing fast. Sussex, she's got 3 points, 2 boards. Nia Epps, what a pass under the near side, and burying it is Glad.
Now that's Davis basketball. They are very patient at finding the open person, and those are daggers.
Clara Glad, Rogers, Minnesota native, picks up her first 3 points. The lead at 17, 30, under 30 to go in the third. Here's Marin.
Tough shot. Jordan S. fadeaway. She has hit some tough shots tonight. They're making her earn all of her 6 points.
Shot clock turned off, 8 seconds left in the third. Trying to tack on to this 15-point lead. Gotta go, it's at 2, Sussex. Ran into a wall of Kayla Williams. 30 minutes in the books. UC Davis, they lead 47-32 to the fourth. They lead for Alyssa Marin. Well, what she has done last 2 games in this year. Coach, you said it. Every team's going to have her number. They're going to make it as difficult as possible for Marin.
Yeah, and when it's not, the shots aren't falling your way, she is a player that can do everything. Rebound, get loose balls, get assists. She can do everything. Play defense, and she's going to have to do that when your number's not going to be called every game.
And here is Sydney Burns, leads the conference, averaging 3.5 assists a game. Inside, Bria Shine. And Shine has her first points of the evening.
Davis very, very patient on that possession. Found the open person, which happened to be on the right block, and she just over her shoulder and scored.
Marin quickly inside, and now Kuhn. Here's a three, and Kuhn drills it. Give her 8.
Looking very comfortable out there tonight.
So far for Kuhn, she's been averaging 3. Give her 8 so far.
Every once in a while you go to your bench, you find out what your bench can do, and players who don't play as much in rotation, and she's getting her chance to make the most of her opportunity.
Megan Norris, relatively quiet on the offensive side. She's got 6 boards, keeps the possession alive. Now shot clock at 7 for the Aggies. Shine inside, and picked up offensively by Epps, and the putback.
Wow.
7th offensive board, Coach.
Everything is going the Aggies' way, but they're making their breaks.
Here's Marin, deep 3, and the ricochet and rebound
I
Shine.
think that is good offense. You just come down and shoot it. It's just not the way the Gauchos play usually.
Inside, Norris, that's a great feed and a foul. Some free throws coming up.
There's a definite scheme to how the Aggies play. and they don't differentiate from it, win or lose. Easy pass inside, foul to the line.
Williams picks up her first. And Grant, who had that phenomenal game down in her hometown at UC San Diego. And Coach, we do see Kayla Williams going off, but for the Gauchos looking forward the rest of the season, we'll likely see the return of Olivia Bradley in the coming games, which will be a big boost for Santa Barbara moving forward. Some extra size as well.
Definitely win or lose this game. It's not looking great right now, but hopefully they can come back. But you learn a lot when you play a team like this. It's a veteran team, veteran coach. Gauchos will learn a lot about who they are and what they need to do moving forward in the Big West Conference.
Norse, who knocked down that last free throw, 3 points, 6 boards, 3 assists. Here's Kuhn with the drive and a whistle. Gingerly walking that one off.
Looks like she hit an ankle there, dribbled right down the lane and did a little 360 spin move. Went to the middle, spin, went up in between 2 Davis defenders and got fouled. She's having a good game tonight.
And Shine picks up her first. Well, for Kanani Kuhn, we saw glimpses of it last year. Again, really, minus Alexis Whitfield, the exact same team for Santa Barbara. And Kuhn, now in her second season, Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada native. We saw it last year when she came in off the bench in certain games. She's been a definite impact here tonight.
Yeah, rushed both her free throws and unfortunately didn't convert. Gauchos back in the zone again.
Here's Clara Glad, and on top for Burns. 2 minutes gone in the final quarter. On the baseline drive, Clara Glad with the foul. Some more free throws for Davis.
The Gauchos are playing a zone. They've got to contain the ball. If you're playing a zone, get in the gaps, contain the ball. And Davis was able to drive baseline and get the foul. That was good defense except for the last couple of seconds there. I had a shot clock.
And it'll be on Border, who picks up her third foul. Clara Glad averages 2 points and 2 rebounds a game.
She's having a good game off the bench.
Yes, she is. She's got a 3. A couple free throws now made for Clara Glad. Give her 5. Marin, long 2, hit as she shot. Oh! Somehow drills it and 1.
Yeah, I was going to say before she shot that's not a great shot, but she just is amazing. Made it and was fouled.
That was on Bria Shine, picks up number 2. And for Marin,
she's fought for her 8 tonight. I mean, literally fought for every single point.
It will remain at 8 for Marin, 3 of 16 from the field. And every team the rest of the way know what Marin can do. Here's a 3, and dumping it down is Nia Epps.
Not good defense. One pass, wide open shot.
And the timeout called by Santa Barbara.
Coach Minnis not liking what she sees. Coach Gross loving what she sees. Score the 57 that they have. Not a lot of one-on-one. They get it out of their system. That's why I like to watch Coach Gross coach. Her system is what scores the points, puts the players in a position to score.
After the timeout called by Santa Barbara, they sling it inside for Laurel Rockwood off the defense, Megan Norris. And the Gauchos will have 18 to shoot.
Love to see the Gaucho post players develop some junk hooks. That's the toughest, or the regular hook is the toughest shot to block.
Here's Marin, quick 3, and straight to Nia Epps inside. And Epps, second rebound with the 9 points and 4 assists for 4 in blue.
Post action.
There's Norris. Keen eye from Laurel Rockwood. The annoyance, the defense, and a foul inside. Rockwood picks up number 2.
Only got 2 fouls, so. Again, here it comes. Dribble, fake, up and under. Calls the foul. She wasn't vertical. She's leaned over a little bit.
Go ahead, along with Kayla Williams, on the floor. For Megan Norris, in terms of offensive points,
she's got a good stroke. I was watching before the game from 3, from 2, and she's got a good post game. Been relatively quiet this game, but obviously Davis has some depth.
And Norris entering tonight averages 13 along with the team leading 6 rebounds. Was a former Big West Freshman of the Year, go along with our trivia question earlier.
Another one. Not surprised Davis has a few too.
There's Kanani Kuhn having a great game. Couldn't hit there on the rebound by Tova Sable. Kuhn certainly sitting at 8 points, 2 off a career high, which is at 10. Davis Aggies with the lead, 59-37. Here's Epps. It's a 2. Off the front iron, rebound Kuhn.
Davis just running their stuff. Very consistent.
Here's Kuhn on the drive, and they're going to count it, and 1. Woo-hoo!
Gets the NBA continuation, and 1. Even the ref smiling on that one. Here it comes. Curl the ball. Oh, that's Jordan-esque. Great move. She's come alive tonight there, Hunter.
Indeed she has. And Kanani Kuhn, a new career high. It was set last year. Check that earlier this year versus Cal Lutheran when she put up 10.
She missed 2 free throws. She'd have 13.
But give her 11. Burns, the drive, the finish.
Yeah, that was a set play, ball screen. Drove right off the ball screen. No help, no stop.
Alyssa Marin, she's been stifled by this defense, but still makes shots like that.
She's coming alive. Can't keep her down.
And Marin now with 10. Inside, here's Tova Sable. The defense from Goed and a foul inside.
Yeah, she was surprised. Tova was so surprised she was wide open there.
Foul number 13 for Goed.
That's the 3rd on Flora Goed.
Look at coaches, both coaches.
Coach Gross, 5 consecutive Big West Coach of the Year from 2017 to 2021. That'll tell you a lot.
That says it all.
Yeah.
That's how good she is.
Now she played at UC Davis as well.
Been there a long time. Career was an assistant there, head coach there, and a player there.
Played from 93 to 97 as a point guard for the Davis Aggies. Her team now leads by 20. Here's Alyssa Marin. She's heating up. Again, what a shot.
She has made tough shot after tough shot.
Marin now with 12 after 29 in the last game. She's been averaging 19, but here's Norris going to work.
That's a freshman, huh? Wow.
And here's Zoe Border. She spins inside Border, and the rebound by Norris, who was a former Big West Freshman of the Year some years back, now in her 4th year.
Wow.
But under 5 to go. Lead at 20 for the road team. 4 of their last 5 from the field. Epps inside. Good defense from Williams. It's loose. Out of play off of the Davis Aggies.
Timeout.
And a timeout on the floor. 4:40 to go. The Davis Aggies lead 64.
2.5, but he's on the line. Good call by the official. She was all over it.
Anya had a first couple field goals for Santa Barbara. Haven't seen a whole lot of her in this second half.
Here comes full court press. Trapping.
Under 5. Here is Bennett back on the floor. Freshman from Long Beach. 2-time All-CIF player at St. Anthony's High School. Epps, the screen from Norris, rolls inside the mismatch and the basket.
They're just putting on a clinic. I don't know what else to tell you. Norris set that screen up top, rolled down the middle of the gut, and was wide open. Teammate found her.
Here's Kanani Kuhn, career high night of 11 points for the sophomore. Go ahead inside the defense from Megan Norris.
Yeah, the Gauchos put a jump hook in their repertoire.
Tilva Sable, game leading 13 points, and Norris having a fantastic game. 9 points along with 9 boards now. Intended for Norris, but intercepted the steal by Grant.
Good gap shoot by Jessica Grant.
Quickly, the three. Grant can't hit. Rebound, Harris.
That was good basketball possession for the Gauchos. Got the steal. Good shot. Just didn't fall. Dribble exchange here, getting ready to run. Some more Princeton. Ball blows through the elbow here.
The pass inside by Megan Norris. The heave from Epps picked up by Kuhn.
She was open, though. Good defense there.
Here's Zoe Border. The drive inside. Border nearly collected her own miss, but picked up by Sable. Sable has her 7th board.
Very efficient game, offensively and defense.
Now a timeout called by Jen Gross.
She's just trying to get some of her players in. It's a substitution timeout. Sometimes great players aren't great coaches, but she's a great player and a great coach. And they have executed a perfect game plan here today against the Gauchos.
On a road trip, not easy to start off, especially with this bold week. The conference play starting earlier. She mentioned that when talking with us earlier in the week. It's having to ramp up a little bit earlier compared to January when you have a few extra games to get yourself ready for true conference play. But they have been prepared for their first 2 games of the year. The pass inside was intended for Bennett, picked up by Kuhn. It's intended for Glad, check that. Now the Gauchos reset with Williams. Williams inside. It's a good move, and there's Kuhn, the offensive glass, with a foul.
That was a good drive and a good foul.
Second foul on Baker.
Foul. And offensive rebound. Good follow there.
Gauchos 20 to shoot. Quickly inbounded for Goed. Backs her way up against Fitzgerald, blocked. And Bennett the other way.
Gonna have to learn a jump hook. That will not work facing the defender.
Both teams haven't scored in the last 2 minutes.
Coach Gross has her 2nd team in. Good chance these young ladies get to play.
Here's Fitzgerald from the elbow, and Fitzgerald having a great game. 7 points.
Got the block and the score, playing both ends of the floor. Everything raining Aggies tonight.
Right on cue.
Step back 3. On your choice. Where have you been? Take a few more.
Well, the Aggies lead with 70 seconds left, 68-49. They go inside. Here's Baker, the defense by Kuhn. Baker to the rack.
We're under a minute here.
Also on the floor for the Davis Aggies, Sahana Gasabe. Here's another 3, and the rebound inside.
Jessica Grant from the parking lot, showing her range. She's got unbelievable range.
Gasabe, the rebound. And under a minute to go. With the Davis Aggies going to advance to 2-0 conference play. Both teams will have a few more games before conference play starts through and through. Early January. Baker weaves her way inside and finishes.
Beautiful move. It's a clinic. I think we're going to have to go back and look at this film and make some corrections rhythm-wise on offensively and a lot of corrections on defense. The gap integrity is normally there by Coach Minnitt's team. It was not tonight.
Go it inside.
This offense spreads you out a lot, but you still got to play to your principles. You know, people ask, what do you like playing the early league conference games? I've been asked that a lot lately. I personally wouldn't because I want more time with my team to develop. I'd rather play the conference games in January, February, and March, but I wonder what Coach Renee thinks about that. It's a young team. She's a new coach here, so I would think she would want as much time as you can before you get to the conference play. But, you know, here you are playing Davis. It's a tough call. Good news is got to split this week. Take it, move on, and learn from this game. Fortunately, as a coach, I can tell you learn more sometimes from your losses.
Right. We look back to last year. Davis had the last victory.
You got the tickets?
Series last year, and they take the first meeting this year in the Thunderdome. The Aggies on the road win 72-50